this game is Counter-Strike.
This is the winner bracket final. And the Rasta Infused team do lead 1-0 after taking Dust 2 16-9. I believe it was their map pick.
Yeah.
From what I've heard from Ezio, one of the FM players, he imagines this would be the map pick of the Polish team, Mirage.
Yeah, so from what we've heard, it's not their strongest map, actually, Mirage. As far as we're aware, of course, it's not going to be weak for them because it is their pick, but they could have had, you know, maybe the band didn't go quite in their favour and it hasn't worked out too well for them. But here they are. They find themselves here on Dust 2. Now, we've had a word with the manager, an exclusive interview, you could say. And when asked, what's the third map, he replied, there won't be a third map. So, confidence.
But he did say it would be cash if you know if
yes,
it all went wrong.
He did say that, yeah.
But yeah, Rasta Infused do seem supremely confident of making their way into this grand final here. Looks like it's just going to be an A split here, just coming out of Palace. They ramp with the Glocks. See what they can make happen here.
Yeah, this time Camille opening up the firing range, finds one onto Som, but still firing away. They're trying to get onto this site, and Cryptix opens it up, finds one. Camille down. That's the first fragger out of the window, and now the bomb should be able to go down. Still a minute left, but the bomb being dropped there. Surreal going down, and Neeks finding a frag, quickly traded by Robin, and now the flank comes in. That mid control paying dividends now, and the man from behind, Neeks, can't get any more damage done as Robin shuts him down. Now Exus and Aritz, the last two alive, versus 3. Can they get themselves onto this site? Still no bomb plant, however, so it comes down to the two players in CT. They're falling back, they're off, they've been goofed, they're out of there. They thought it was B for a second there, but they're back on the site, looking for that retake now. Trying to push into this site, playing it one by one. This is not the way to go. Exus almost dead, but they find the frag. Reitz taken down Robin. Now it comes down. Cryptix, and he gets the kill. Mole finishing it off onto Reitz, and that is the round of the bag. 1 on the board. Although they lost the entry frag, they got it on the execute, and the bomb going down late doesn't matter. They win the round. They get the kills, and they get the win. And my nose is about to explode.
Yeah, just once again, this real mixed style coming out in the pistol round from Rasta Infused. We've seen it all tournament long. They just go for the 5 Kevlar Glock train kind of style, and it's worked out dividends for them. It's paid off dividends for them time after time after time. They've won most of their pistol rounds. It's going to be a very quick B anti-eco here. Reitz just under the B apps there. Trying to see Z kill, but Robin will return with 2 of his own onto Reitz and Morels. Bomb will be planted here. It should be easy does it in this anti-eco for Rasta Infused. Camille does find a second with the Deagle. And that will be all that they find. Robin finds a third. Close out the round. Rasta Infused take a 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, it's a very good start. This time no force by coming out. And so those MAC-10s, those MP7s going to pay dividends. They're going to be able to just rip through the ecoing counter-terrorists. No helmets, no pistols, nothing to play with here. They're going in dry, bareback, alone and scared as they now power towards these enemy CTs. It should be Rasta. Nice, easy clean-up round. Maybe we'll even see another cheeky little ace coming out from Robin himself. Ecos are his game, but the taps come in. Robin finding one. That's the opening frag, and Mole from behind to take down Moralisi. That's money in the bag as Robin finds his second of the round. Now Surreal will go down, but some trading it out quickly means it leaves just Reitz, and there's not much he can do. Robin will dispatch him to find a 3k in the round, and as we said, he loves his eco frags. He loves them.
The anti-eco warrior on patrol. Yeah, as you mentioned, quick 3-0 lead here for Rasta Infused. Not too much economy to work with on this Polish, on the side of the Polish team here. Not a single defuse kit picked up by any of their players. No Molotovs in sight. They do have smokes and flashes to play with, sure. And they do have the right set of weaponry that they would so desire, and indeed Neeks has put that AWP to good use. Surreal finds a trade kill onto Morels, being in a 4v4 situation. It looks like they're just going to burst out of the B-ups as we saw in the second round.
Yeah, a lot of damage being done. Reitz down to 16 HP as they push in here. They should be able to find him, but Mole playing around with the weapon's going to get caught out, and Reitz finding Surreal. Now just one player remains, and it's Som. He can't do anything. You've got to wonder, if Mole had just kept onto that weapon, he may have been able to find that frag. That would have been the opening onto the site. They could have won that, but with a bit of a fumble, a bit of a mistake coming in, it's going to mean the first round on the board for Team Pride, and the first gun round, such an important round to win. Problem is, they need to hold on to it this round. Mole only on the Tech 9, but it's still a very powerful weapon. If they can take this round, Rasta will be having a very, very good start into this one. In the last game, Pride didn't get a consecutive round until about halfway through the second half. It's really not good, so they're going to have to try and get this going earlier on this occasion. But They're going to have to see what can they pull out. Can they pull out all the stops, or are they just going to be stopped in their tracks on this one? That's the question.
So Surreal is lining up the smoke for stairs there. Indicate what the Rasta and Infused mix want to do in this round. Mole's still playing towards his B-ups as he did in the third round, where he served to be a bit of a fake. It will be Mole flashing off short, flashing through connector, and it's going to be a bit of an A-pincer play here. He'll try and make his way through that wall of smoke into jungle. Som playing in that, backing up in connector. Is he able to find the tray kill? Not quite. Reitz will dispatch of Mole without reply. And indeed, Som will be Molotov'd off. Som did find the kill though to Reitz.
Yeah, very nice play comes out, but it's all trades so far, and it needs just Robin and Cryptix because they found the entry. And so Cryptix trying to get a quick flick off there. He's not going to be overly successful. The bomb still yet to go down. 45 seconds left. Cryptix just missing out on seeing ahead there. It's going to mean it's going to be the opportunity for Morales to slip on through, but Cryptix too quick for him. Takes him down with a nice little headshot. And so 2 versus 2 now. The HP heavily favouring the Rasta side as they try and push onto this A bomb site. It's going to be Robin going head-to-head. Cryptix has the bomb. He needs to get that down, and Robin goes for the spray. Can't quite get the second. 1 HP on Camille. So close to death, and they'll know this. This will be called out. All it takes is one shot, and to add insult to injury, they get the headshot. That is enough. That'll do the trick, and Cryptix wins the round. Now, no money at all for the Polish powerhouse. They are broke as hell. It's the same game. It's the replay of the first.
I was literally about to say, there's a real danger here. The Pride team once again starting on that CT side of things in the first half, and there's a real danger, as you've already mentioned, of this being an absolute replay of the first map where you're just not able to get any kind of economic bank going in this half. And Som has once again opened things up as we saw so often yesterday. It was the Munster entry frag for his team. Just the few upgraded pistols here on the Polish side. A couple of CZs, 5.7. Kevlar and Camille and a flashbang to use. He's going to try and pop himself out here. We'll find the kill into Surreal as a result. Nice little trade there, but Robin will be the one to find the kill.
Yeah, good work being done with these pistols. Actually, they are definitely finding some way into this. It's some good frags, but there are still 3 AK-47s barreling their way, and Mole's going to put that to use with Som following quickly. And Morel's now 1 versus 3. All AKs on the board. He's going to get a few tags off, but Cryptix too quick. Gets a few back in his direction, and Som will do the job for him. Takes him down. Still no good damage being done. Only 2 players remaining. It's going to put a bit of a strain onto their economy. So, not too bothered. They're going to be happy with that one. 5 on the board. Only 1 going up against them. It's good work so far. They're having a good time. This is looking like, once again, the Rasta show. But Surreal this time on the Mac 10, he could potentially get caught out here. They're going to be going up against a fully bought up enemy, but no head armor. No head armor being got up for the CTs here.
It should be a very quick-paced round here from Rasta Infused once those smokes do get deployed with Surreal with that Mac 10 in hand, as you mentioned. It's quickly dispatched by Camille, though. The terrorists are going to make this way towards its A bomb site in very quick fashion. Camille has found the second onto Cryptix, and Nexus will find the third. Som does reply with one of his own, but Robin's been ultimately left in a 1v4 here. Only a Molotov, flashbang to work with. Does still have a full set of health, but that won't matter. He will dispatch him, and actually a very clean round there in the end for the Pride team. It's absolutely crucial that they did link up, that they did actually make use of that that first gun round. Oh, sorry, the first gun round that they won. So
yeah, I know for sure. I mean, the thing is, they're probably not going to be forced back onto Eco this time because it is only pistols on the board. But in the last game, we saw 2 different rounds where a full only pistol buy, it was a save, 1 out against Refuse here. So there's still a possibility on the board. What they're going to be looking for here is just the bomb plant. Get the money in the bank. Make sure they have enough to secure themselves a buy in the next round. That's it. And they'll be happy with that. They can go into the next round happy that they're going to get a buy. So they're going to be pushing onto this B site, and it could potentially be a slaughter now. They're running in. Reitz finds 1. Cryptix does trade it, but still Morales is alive. They're going in with the pistols. They finally find him, but now it's only 1 player remaining. Whether he's going to be able to hit the bomb plant here is unlikely, and he gets burnt to death. Cryptix going down, and so they hold on for at least 1 round. Bring it back to 3-5. Going into the 9th round of the half. There's only going to be 6 left for them to try and get themselves an advantage. And the buy is going to come out. It's not going to be the strongest. There's not going to be a massive amount of utility, but they have the AKs. Som, of course, on that Deagle, but we've seen what he can do with it so far. Massive, massive stuff gets done with that Deagle. So, question is, can he keep that up now?
Yeah, it has to be said that the CT side of things, the economy, we've actually got far more control in the first half of the second map as opposed to the first half of the first that we saw. Plenty of money actually to rebuy in the case of losing this gun round, and indeed the terrorists are really struggling to get a buyout. Not only did they drop 3 guns when they were on their own anti-eco a few rounds ago, and they actually lost 3 guns to the CTs, and then losing that gun round and such a clean anti-eco that followed from the CT side of things, really not even allowing a bomb plant there on the B side of things last round. Really means that the terrorist economy is quite limited. It's a bit of a different story to what we saw in the first half, as I mentioned, on Dust 2. Where Refuse really just couldn't get anything going in terms of their own economy, and really just allowed the Rasta Infused mix to rack up to towards double figures in that first half alone. But much closer. It seems to be a much closer game so far. A real lack of utility on this terrorist side, so they just have to rely on the entry picks here. And that's not what they're going to be able to find. Morels will open things up onto some.
Yeah, good frag comes in there. Morels holding down that B site. And this massive amount of mid control has just awarded the CT so much room to play with. They can really do as they please here. However, they are going to be contested now, and it's going to be the A site coming up against the attack as Reeds finds one in the back. Cryptic's going down. He'll find the second as well to find Robin. Finally, Mole going to trade it out onto Neeks, but X is finding Surreal. Leaves just Mole, and he can't get it done. Taken down with a headshot, and you can hear the woo of the Polish. Over on our left, they're going to win that round. And now pistols across the board. They may be going for a bit of a half buy here on that Rasta side, and we should be able to see the Polish even this one out to 5-5. Good amount of utility across the board, really.
Yeah, as already mentioned here, every CT round actually so far in this half that the Polish team have picked up, it's been just through eliminating the terrorist side. They've not actually had to defuse a bomb in the case of an afterplant situation, so it's really limiting what terrorists can do in terms of their buys here, and once again being forced onto these pistols. And in the event that once again they struggle to get this bomb plant down, it may limit their chances of getting an AWP into the hands of Surreal, for example, or a full set of Molotovs and flashbangs, as well as, you know, the high explosive grenade and smoke. So to see if that's going to be the story of the half here, if really the Polish team can bounce back in some quite fine form.
Yeah, they do find a few frags, but all trades coming in, so it leaves Cryptics now 1 versus 3. We've seen him do a lot of damage with the Deagle, but he hasn't got one this time. Finds himself an AK-47 there, but getting lit up. Finds one frag onto Reach. That's good work. There's still 2 more to find. Another bomb is out of his control. He's going to have to do a hell of a lot if he wants to find this with just 15 HP in the round. And you can see Neeks is ready. He's pulled out that old 5.7, ready to just tap away, and he'll find it. Takes down Cryptics with the 5.7. 5 rounds on the board now for the Polish. They're going to be happy with that. Tied up the scores, but they're on their CT side. They need to be taking a 9-6 half here. That's a minimum. They need to be taking a 9-6 to feel comfortable going into their T half, because this is a mix. Rasta are a mix. They feel more comfortable on that T side on a map like Mirage, because you can just sit back, rely on your aim instead of having to think about strategic movement going in aggressively. But Surreal getting taken down. That's a very, very good opening frag from Morales. Once again, he seems to be picking these up left, right, and centre, and he will continue to prove that as he now moves back, sitting back, just chilling out. Let his teammates do the work. That's all they really have to do on that CT side. It's a good amount of control, but mid here has been abandoned, and if the T's realise this, they could just storm over there and take a hell of a lot of control.
Yeah, real lack of map presence from the terrorist side. CTs are playing quite cagey themselves, really just dug themselves deep into the bomb sites here, not really peeking to mid too much at all. Exus just a wide peeking connector, but that's pretty much all they've done in regards to mid control so far this round. Fortunately for them, the terrorist side, they're not doing too much mid control themselves, so it looks like it's just going to be a bit of a bar brawl here on the A bomb site. We've seen it already in a few rounds. Seems like the Rasta Infused mix are really just favouring this brute force into a bomb site kind of style of play.
Yeah, problem is it's just not working out in these rounds. They're getting pinned down by the AWPs and the rifles. Some will find a nice shot onto Exus there, but traded straight back out by Camille. It's going to leave just 2v4 and make that 1, and Mole can't do anything about it. Taken down, and for the first time this entire series, Pride are going to take the advantage. 6-5 up. They are in the advantage in this situation. What can Rasta do now? What can they reply to this? It's not been going very well in this second half. They've been getting shut down all over the place. whether they're going to be able to pick it up, I don't know. I don't know if they're out of ideas by this point.
Yeah, it's worth noting actually in that last gun round, due to just the losing bonus starting to favour the Rasta Infused mix. That was the first time they actually had a lot of utility to work with, but hold that fort. Quick Tech-9 push here onto B bomb site with the armour as well. See what they can do with it. Looks like all the CTs are already in place to deal with this in very quick time here. And deal with it they will. Reets with a 3K. Camille with one of his own. Robin does reply with one single kill with the Tech-9. That's not what they will have wanted out of that round.
Yeah, not sure how that stand came into effect so quickly. It seemed like the entire CT side was on that B site before they even knew what had hit him. And so it was a slaughter, of course. It's what you'd expect. And now, no AWPs once again on that side of Surreal. He's not got the AWP. No mole. No... nothing, actually. Nothing to play with here. So they're just going to have to go in with the AKs, and they're already getting shut down by the nades. This isn't looking too good. 7-5 on the board, and they're not looking too happy. Camille will find one, but traded straight back out, and this is looking good. The entry frags come in. Now they have an opportunity. Is Som finding Reets as well. Now it just comes down to Neeks on the site. He has to defend with the AWP. He's looking for a frag. Finds one. Looking for a second now. They need to smoke him out. They need to move on. Get into this site. They will do that. Smoke goes down. Molotov to follow. And so it comes down to a 2v3 retake. But there's a lot of HP damage being done. Som on 10. Surreal on 45. They are going to be able to do a lot of damage here. The flanks coming in as well. It's going to be very easy from behind. Morales even. He's going to be coming from behind looking for a frag. And he's going to have a fight for it. He will find one and two. That leaves just Mole now. 1 versus 2. The bomb is planted for him. He peeks out, finds one. And it comes down to the AWP of Neeks. Can he work his way around the AWP? He should be able to hear the defuse, and he will. Takes the shot, takes down Neeks, and puts the 6th round back on the board. Finally, Rasta coming back into this one and not letting it slip completely out of their grasp there.
Yeah, really quite worried there for the Rasta Infused mix. They had 2 men positioned towards the A ramp, and none of them seem to be watching their flank there. Really allow Morels just to creep up behind them with that Tech-9 in hand. Both frags onto men situated in that area. Unfortunately for them, Mole was managed to clutch up in that 1v2 from the Palace. Palace, of course, the bomb was planted favourably for him. But really interesting to note just the different stylistically how different Rasta Infused are to FM, just in terms of their reliance upon the picks, and then using their utility to prevent the CTs from retaking the bomb site, as opposed to FM, who go for a smoke-based execute firstly and foremostly to get the bomb down and to then take some favourable engagements, like from the angles that they know they can take engagements because they know what the smokes are that they're throwing. They've practiced them day in, day out. It's just a real marked difference in terms of the terrorist approach to things, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, when you see what Rasta do, is they're just looking for frags. The bomb plant is second to that. Frags come first, then the bomb plant. But Reeds opens it up, Som goes down, and that's a good opening frag. Cryptic's looking for anyone to push through. And once again, that stack over towards CT spawn is coming out. But it's worked so far. Camille will make it work again. Finding one and a second one for his trouble. Now Mole has to go large, but he's the only one left. 1 versus 4. Finds one, can't quite connect with a spray down onto the second. He will go down to put 8 rounds on the board, and that is the half one for the CTs. Not only that, but the economy reset for the Ts. They have no money at all, and every time they've had no money, they've been shut down. And so that 9-6 scoreline I was talking about may just be coming into fruition.
Yeah, quite incredible stuff, just attesting to the nature of how Rasta Infused play these rounds, just kind of a bar brawl kind of style of things. Every time that Refuse win a round, it's never been due to a defuse. Every time that the bomb plant has gone down for Infused, they've won a round, or Rasta Infused rather. But every time that the CTs win a round, it's just purely shutting down the terrorist side before they do anything, and that's because, as I've mentioned already, and as you've mentioned, for them, the frags come first, and if they lose all their gunfights, well, they're not getting the bomb down anyway, right?
Yeah,
they're not.
Sure.
It's not like they're doing the smoke-based execute. We actually are going to see a couple of smokes deployed here from the Rasta Infused mix, but only 2 of them towards that A side of the map, and indeed, Morels has actually pushed his way through B-apps here and might be able to drop the bomb. Indeed, he will do so. As Cryptic's falling. These 2 men towards top mid are really going to have to try and trade that kill in order to pick up that bomb. This has allowed the CTs to push up mid though. It's going to be quite dangerous.
Yeah, the CTs now moving like sharks, just looking for frags wherever they can find them. They've got control of the bomb now, and so they're going to be going in for the frag, and Mole will fall. And that is 9-6 scoreline on the board, and it's looking good for Pride here. They're looking very strong going on to that that T half. This is where they should be able to shine. They should be able to put all of that hard work into effort. maybe make it work out as well. A lot's going to come down to this pistol round, however. If Rasta can take this pistol, they can even it out. They can bring a really, really favourable scoreline, bring it back to 9-9. That would be huge. But if it goes the other way, if the T's are able to take this score, they'll be surging ahead. And you've got to think, when do you write off? When do you just think, okay, cash it is?
Just in terms of the second pistol round here, looks like we're going to see a difference between the approach of Rasta Infused and the approach of the Polish team. Looks like they've got a set strat in mind here. Underpass and A-Ram pincer. Bomb actually going to come through Palace, but 3 men just spilling out of connector here. But Infused completely shutting them down with the USPs. And the USPs only, absolutely no smokes or utility on their side of things, but all they need is a Kevlar. And those, those tapping silence pistols apparently. He's left in the 1v4, has retrieved himself a USP for himself. Really pinned down in this jungle area and really doesn't have much going for him in this round. Already dinked down to half HP, and indeed down just to 22 points of health here. Robin will finish the job. No, actually be the second pistol round of the game going in favour of Infused here.
I think they may have won all the pistol rounds so far, actually.
Yeah, in this series, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Massive, massive performance. Of course, even if you just take those pistol rounds, even that on its own, over the series so far, that's 9 rounds in the board potentially that you can just take for free. And as far as a game goes, 6 rounds, sorry, that's 12 overall. 6 rounds for free is absolutely massive. That can really, really push you forward. And it means it doesn't all come down to those high pressure gun round situations, because you have a bit of a buffer to play with. But it is going to be a full force up this time. In the first half, we did see the CT's Pride going for a bit of a eco, just making sure they could go into the bite with full utility. But this time it's Robin Surreal shutting them down. Reeds finding one back onto Som, but they shouldn't be able to convert it into anything much. Camille will find one as well, and Neeks onto Cryptics. What a massive shot there. Now it comes to a 3 versus 2. This should still be in the hands of Rasta, however. I still don't give up hope. Neeks, massive permission here. Could find one. Takes the peak. Not going to find the head, however. And so one more day will be lived out. And it has to come down now to the retake. Robin's pushing in from window and Mole from short. They should be able to come in here together, work this one properly, find themselves some frags as Mole finds Camille. That's a good shot. Now 2 versus 2. Retake scenario. Reeds finds Robin, and it all comes down to Mole. 1 versus 2 now, and they've even found themselves some weapons to play with. Mole only on the UMP. He can't make it happen. He goes down. That's 10-7 on the board, and that is a real, real disaster on the board. This is a real mess now for Rasta. You've got to. This is a real concern. There's no money in the bank at all.
Incredible stuff there from not only Reeds in mid, Reeds finding 2 with a Deagle in the mid area for closing that round out for the 3K. That shot from Neeks in B-Ups, absolutely massive impact frag. Not only was it a really classy 1D shot, just flicks onto the head of Som, I believe it was. Really opened up the B bomb site as well for the terrorist team, who really employed a Rasta Infuse-esque kind of approach to things there. Just the upgraded pistols. It was a single P250 and 4 Deagles in hand. Only had the one utility nade being a flashbang. Managed to make it work and have really set Infuse back in the beginnings of the second half. Really reset the economy from the get-go. Going into this third round, Infuse really not got much to work with, and so have just resorted to the force buy here. If not able to make too much happen here and not make a dent into the terrorist economy, this could really get out of control for them, considering they're most likely going to have to full eco in this next round. Should most likely put them 12-7 down if all goes well for the Polish team.
Yep, for sure. 10-7 the score. And Som will find one. Nice shot with the eagle there. It's a good opening. They have gone with this force buy, so it is important, but Reeds finding Som. That's the Deagle out of their hands. It just comes down to 5-7s now. They're going to have to just try and play around with them. Nice open forward position from Cryptics, but he's going to get caught out as he falls back, and Neeks will put him down. 4 versus 2 now. You can't imagine there's too much they can do, especially with Surreal going down now. All on Mole once again. This time 4 versus 1, and he hasn't got anything to play with. He's going to look for an exit here, see if he can save a gun. Going for a bit of a dogfight. Will find Neeks. Saves himself an AK-47. If he can hold on to this one, it will be massive. If Exus gets a bit too aggressive here, gets found, Mole still has a kit. Mole could still very much go for this one. This is still doable.
Yeah, really have to be careful here, especially with the man in jungle giving himself away. Being out of position to defend the bomb, but Mole is really taking his time to get out of kitchen, and indeed Reeds will just dispatch of him. I really felt like he took a bit too long, really, getting out of kitchen. And I think by that point, I think you should probably just save the AK.
Yeah.
If a kill's not presented itself to you, then in the end, no, we'll throw away that AK, unfortunately. And it will be, as I mentioned, a full eco here, other than the two P250s that have been equipped by Som and Robin. Other than that, really not much going for the Infused Rasta mix in this round.
Yeah, not a massive amount to play with here. It is just going to be a very, very quick A play coming out, storming onto the site relatively soon. And Mole, he's taking a bit of a forward position, but with only a USP, there's not too much he can do. Will get taken down by Camille. But now they push onto the site, and the entry frags are aplenty. Robin, everyone chiming in. Surreal from behind does find one, but that's all he's going to get for his trouble. Takes down Morales, and he will go down in turn. So, 12-7 the scoreline. Finally, the rifles will come back out for the CTs, but at 12-7, they really need to do a little bit more work here, and it's not looking too good. It's looking like a bit of a mess coming out. So, the more they can do now, the better.
Yeah, a real dogged buy on the CT side of things here. Not a single defuse kit. Not an AWP for Surreal, who crucially has really not had a great game here. Only 5 frags for who has been, one of the leading likes certainly in the entire UK scene, has to be said. Not least just this mixed team. They're not having the best of games so far, though. Unfortunately, looks like a couple of smokes being deployed on the A side of the map here by the Polish team, but it all looks to be a bit of a ruse, as they will go and join their comrades in the B apps. Possibly work towards an entry pick on that side of the map. It's quite a slow fake, though, has to be said. Camille's going to have to really sell this one, and indeed Robin will just dispatch of him.
Yeah, and some finding one towards B. Now they know what's going on. This should be the game given up now. Cryptix peeks out, finds himself one, and just 2 remain. This is a shut down. Somebody call Stormzy. They are out of here. Wait, no, Skepta. Oh, sorry, wrong reference. That's my bad. That's my bad. I made a mistake, and I admit it.
I'm pretty sure Stormzy was the one that did shut down.
No,
really
he's shut up.
Oh, that's shut up.
Yeah, shut down is Stormzy.
Oh, shut down is. Yeah, Skepta, you mean?
Skepta, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Need to update myself on London Grime.
Well, disappointing.
That's
really.
awkward,
I'm disappointed in myself more than anything. I'll be honest.
In terms of this round, though, a bomb plan to speak of. Only a single kill there on the side of Refuse. Rasta Infused really refused to believe in that fake, because they were really slow. They were really slow. It has to be said, really slow at selling that fake. They deployed the smokes, but who was actually there to sell it beyond that? Like, you didn't have, the rattling of the gunfire didn't come out from Camille from a solid 15 seconds after those smokes were deployed. There was no one else on A ramp to help try and sell it. All those players just slowly made their way towards B apps and then just tried to creep their way in, and Som just made his way through underpass and completely shut down that round.
Hashtag refuse to lose.
That's it.
Just refuse to lose. And they've already lost one map, but refuse to lose. The peak comes out. Perfect pop flash for Mole. Gives himself a really good opportunity there. Goes for the second and he takes it. And that is a massive, massive advantage in this round. 3 versus 5 now. Neeks on just 10 HP. There's not a massive amount they can do. Bomb is down on A ramp. Mole has full control. He's even got a teammate to back him up. And there we go. Mole 1 and 2. Could even go for the ace here if he really wants it. And of course he wants it. He's going to go for that. The man in Palace, last alive. It's Exus. AK-47 in hand. He's looking for a bit of a flea, but he's not going to get it. There's no way he can go at this point. If Mole can take the ace here, this is the the 4th ace would have. He's not going to get it, but it would have been the 4th ace we've seen so far this series.
Yeah, absolutely massive stuff. Yeah, and Mole definitely MVP of that round. Even if he'd only found those 2 frags before being dispatched.
Yeah, for sure. That's
just those 2 first frags he found, just huge amount of impact. Just pop flash himself in once, rinse and repeat. Flashed himself in again. Completely shut down any terrorist presence towards the A ramp area before finding 2 more in a similar territory of the map. It's really forced the Polish team onto an eco round here, only with the 1 Kevlar being purchased here, and that's on Exus. Just the P250s and a Deagle in hand, other than that. So we really don't have too much right into this round. It should be the Rasta Infused making double figures here.
Yeah, for sure. This is massive work. And so, the gap that was being widened by the Polish now being closed. 10 rounds soon to be on the board, unless something disastrous is to happen. And 12 within their grasp. If they can tie it up, it will be absolutely enormous for them. And that's the game tied. This is Mirage. It's not a map that's easy to just come back on, especially on that T side. So they're going to have to hold on here. They're not doing too well, but some frags do come in. That's some nice work. Taking down Som and Mole. It's the MVPs of the last round. And so Cryptics now and Robin, they're going to make up the work. They're going to do the damage, and so it leaves it all on Camille. He's found a frag in the round so far, and another one. Nice Deagle work comes out. That's a real nice shot there. Now, he's still got 2 more to find, and I doubt Surreal with that AWP is going to let him. Takes him down. Head off. See you later. And that is that. Good shot. Could have been less dangerous. That was way too close for comfort. But they get the round in the end. They save the AWP. But once again, look at the economy. This has been the story so far. Is although Refuse have been losing rounds, they've been keeping it close. They've been keeping it, you know, close at least. I've said that twice now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, a real story of the game, I feel like, in my opinion, in regards just to the terrorist side of things. It's a real lack of bomb plants, really. Every single time that the CTs have won a round, and indeed in both halves of both teams, this has been the case for both teams. It's just been a complete shutout. Indeed, so far in this half, Refuse have really struggled to get the bomb down in any kind of capacity.
Yeah.
Let's just see Mole marauding through Palace here, gaining so much information for his team. Usually there is a man on the terrorist side usually playing in that area, so I might give them a bit of an indication as what the Polish team want to do here, and it's a very active mid-presence exerted by them.
Yeah, massive, massive, massive play from Mole. That's going to give them so much information. And if he even just pushes a little bit further, even if he just holds, which is exactly what he's going to do, he's going to have so much info. He's probably going to get himself a frag, if not 2, and then he can fall back. Because you're not going to send 3 people Palace. You just don't do it. So whatever Mole does here, he's in a perfect position. Even if they don't go Palace at all, Mole is still here. He can peek out. They will not expect him up there. That's a few frags for him in the bag. Nice and easy. There we go. Pops out, finds one, but can't get the second one. So good work, but Surreal back in with the AWP. Finds himself one nice little frag. So 3v2. And as you said before, when the bomb goes down, normally it's that T round. So bomb now down. Nades rain on in. It's going to have to come down to the retake. Cryptics open the open. It's going to get taken by Camille. So it's all on Surreal. They're getting spammed. He can't do much about that, and he's having the AWP. They are in position to hold him off. He has to go in somehow. He has to do some damage, but he just can't do it. Gets taken down, so 13-10 on the board. Problem is, and this is what we've seen so many times from the Ts, can they hold on to this next round? Because that's what's been really, really messing with their economy, is they just can't get those consecutive rounds. They can't hold on to the 1 round, 2 round, 3 round. They lose that 1 round. Oh, sorry, they win 1 round, and then they lose it again, and their money's just gone. They have nothing to play with, especially when they go with a buy like this. They have everything they need, but that means they have no money left in the bank. There's nothing left for them.
Absolutely pivotal that they do so, as you've already mentioned. It's interesting to see the response here from the Polish team in regards to the fact that Mole did successfully push through Palace in that previous round. 2 men there posted on that area, just in case he tried to get a bit cheeky and play a similar tactic again this time around. Won't do so though. Instead, it will be an active A-ramp presence being shown here from the CTs. The man's still posted up in Palace, still holding a passive angle though. And that real passive kind of cagey playstyle coming out here from the terror side of things. They're actually going to creep their way out of B-apps as opposed to towards where Cryptics is positioned. So they're actually going to creep their way back towards A. And Mole is in a prime position to shut down any potential smoke-based execute here.
Yeah, massive, massive play. Mole just seems round and round again. He's in such a good position. Finds himself one onto Camille, but this time he should be pinned down. Morales is up in Palace. He should be able to shut him down, if not just a little bit. And Flash is going to be getting ready for it, but not going to be there to receive the flash. This time just a counter to go down. They're going to be ready to try and execute onto this A site, but it looks like it's all been a fake. They're heading off. They're saying see you later. Problem is, if you do a fake, make sure you're ready to attack as soon as the fake goes off, instead of going with a full rotate, because that gives the CTs time to full rotate as well. So it's going to be the full rotate coming in. The CTs are ready for the attack here, and they're going to be ready to take the kills. Cryptics onto Neeks. Good opening frag, especially as Mole got the first one. Now, Reitz will find Cryptics, but Som hiding away finds one. Surreal with the second, and it all comes down to Morales. 1v4! That's not too good. That's not too good at all. We'll find one onto Som, but there's still way too more to find with no time left in the bank. And if he goes down here, oh no, he's not going to, but there would have been no money left. So it's a good start. It's a good way to come in. And like I said, no money. 0.
Yeah, really interesting decision there to just completely, Just really go back around the map once again with such little time left, and just give the terrorist, the counter terrorist, so much time to actually rotate back into position. Cryptic's finally opening kill, and we once again saw Som. Last time they went for a similar tactic, Som just pushed his way through underpass, and once again he employed a similar kind of role for his team. And once again we see it's been the story of the terrorists on Mirage. There's been a lack of bomb plants. We saw finally for the first time, and terrorists did pick up that 13th round, we did see a bomb plant and a successful conversion. Once again the CTs are restoring business back to its usual state, completely shutting out the terrorists before they can even full access to a bomb site. And once again, as you mentioned, it's left the economy in quite a fragile state here. Not the most amount of utility has to be said on the CT side of things though, but crucially for Surreal, he has the AWP in his hands, and to be completely honest in this game, his rifling hasn't been quite up to par, but his AWP skills, he still seems to be hitting those shots, so absolutely crucial for the CTs, I feel like. Keep that in his hands.
Yeah, I feel like the problem in the first half is the economy just wasn't strong enough to get that up onto Surreal, and so he was losing out for it. And with that, the team was missing out. If they had just gone for that cheeky double eco, sure, it's not fun, but once it's over with, you have so much more power. Now Mole taking a peek, finds one and straight back out. Mole has been so crucial this whole series, and once again, he goes massive. 2k in the round. Robin finds the next one as a Neeks, and now it just comes down to Morales and Reet. Morales will find one, and Reet with his own onto Robin, but you know, the flank comes in. Som from behind takes him down, and that is the story of this game. Every time, massive play comes out from Mole, gives them a massive advantage, and then they just pick up the pieces. That's what Rasta are so good at, picking up the pieces after one person makes a massive play, and every time it works. It's just so good.
Has to be said, the only positive there really that the Polish can take out of that round is they did manage to force 3 rebuys somewhat out of nowhere. I think Mo really left CTs in such a massively advantageous situation, but somehow through that connector area, terrorists were able to find 3 kills and force 3 rebuys, which does keep the CT economy in check, has to be said. But other than that, forced again back onto the pistols here, just P250s and a Glock in hand, so this should be a easy clean up duty for here. And indeed, Cryptic's already finding 3 for being neutralised. Some will find the last 2. It's pretty much as clean as it gets in terms of an anti-eco, no bomb plant, only the single kill. And that will really make up for those 3 kills that the Polish team were able to find in that previous gun round, seemingly out of nowhere. We'll hope the CTs build up a little bit of a bank in case of dropping the next gun round.
Yeah, really good work, let's be honest. It's just going so well right now. If they can find this gun round, that'll be 14 rounds on the board, may even be able to force an eco. That'll be absolutely massive work. Morales will, however, open it up. That's a very good opening pick onto short there with Som going down. So there is a little bit of a health trade, but that's about all there's going to be. Good work comes in. Now mid control is being taken, but Surreal, he's looking for any heads that might pop up over in that connector area. No one willing to take the peek just yet, and the smoke will go down to zone him on out. The bomb moving towards B. Massive position here from Cryptics. He could go huge if he's patient enough, if he waits long enough to get that kill. Mole finding one, and once again, it's just these impact frags, round after round. Here we go, Cryptics finds one, can't get the second, Reach quick to refrag it, but now the rotate should be able to come in. The backstab looking ready, and massive frag from Exus there onto Mole, but still 2 versus 2. The bomb yet to go down, and massive frag, Surreal taking Neeks. That was huge. Now Exus now, 1 versus 2. He has to try and clutch this one out, and all the CTs have to do is not peek. That's it, they win the round. Easy, right?
Robin just dipping back and forth, and Surreal find his second of the round, and what a shot from Surreal onto that man in kitchen. Was completely unaware of his situation in that window.
Yep.
It's completely 180 spin, connected with a delicious upshot, and once again, the terrorists do not get a bomb plant. Their losing bonus isn't quite a max yet. So this basically means if you're not getting bomb plants, you can't buy consecutive gun rounds despite having a cheaper buy. Like the terrorists, obviously rifles are cheaper on their side, as well as Molotovs. But if you're not getting bomb plants and not getting that extra bit of money, it's just really going to hinder your chances if you're forced back onto an eco after every gun round that you lose.
Yeah, and this time they charge past Som, don't even realise he's there, so he gets a nice easy 2k. They are going to find the bomb plant, but match point is in the balance right now, and it all comes down to Morels. He's got himself an M4, but that's it. That's all he's got. He goes down, match point on the board, and this could be Rasta to take the game. They did get the bomb plant there, but because they went with a bit of a force, because they bought up those pistols, they're not going to be able to get a massive amount of utility. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. They can get the utility here, but this is it. If they can't win this round, well, that's it. That's game over. See you in the lower bracket.
It's been the story of this half that they've not been able to get the utility that they've so desired, and finally, due to getting that bomb plant down and the fact that that losing bonus is really starting to break up here, they will finally be able to get the utility they require and an AWP on Neeks. But Surreal opens it up. Neeks will find the trade though, and it looks like with that said amount of weaponry that they have in their hands, all of a sudden they will take an active control in mid, and Neeks will find 2 AWP shots.
Yeah, the aggression not quite paying off there. It's going to mean 2 players down, and Mole, Surreal and Cryptics left to try and defend versus 4 of the Polish side. It all comes down to Cryptics once again, left in such a crucial position, sitting up in Pronax, finds himself 1, but they know where he is, finds a second one and a third one. That's massive. Finally gets put down, but now it's just Neeks versus 2. No bomb plant down. Bomb up in Palace, he hasn't even got control of the bomb, and they have full control of him. There is nothing he can do here unless he gets 2 incredible frags. That's all he has. That's the only choice he has. Surreal going around, just going to go and support his friend, but it doesn't matter. Mole wins it out once again. Mole with the massive impact, and that's the win. If you can't hear these screams from this hole, you should be able to. You should be here. That is massive. See you later, Poland.